Good afternoon. So I am a little bit low energy today. My anxiety's really kicking my butt. My son is showing a little bit of signs of going back to his old ways. And so that's got me really anxious. But this is a great distraction. Welcome to Mentally Unstable Makeup. I'm your unstable host, Tony. And today, this is kind of special for me because in my makeup group that I'm in, one of the girls who had commented, and there's a lot of them in that group, is an essential medical worker. And she just commented that she was loving that I posted every day because she gets to live kind of vicariously through me. Because with her having to wear the masks and all that stuff and being so tired and working like major hours that she wasn't able to put makeup on in weeks now. And so I asked her what look she wanted, and she said a dark blue smoky eye. So that's what we're going to do today, and it is all in honor of Angela Adams Wallace and really all of the essential workers out there. Thank you to you guys. I'm also still working, but I'm fortunate because I get to work from home. Even though my job's considered essential, it's not something that I have to go into work every day. So we get to stay safe. And I know not everybody has that option. So we're going to do a dark smoky eye and hope that it looks good. So I am going to be using the ABH Norvina palette just because it has a ton of blues in it. There is quite a bit of fallout with this. But it's not like super bad. I mean, it's the typical Anastasia formula. I am going to use a eye shield. These I got off of Amazon. If you search eye shield, they were $9 for like 100 of them. Okay, and then I cut mine in half because I don't need that large of a shield. So I cut mine in half. I will pull the little sticky off the back, just this part of it, not the whole thing. And I will put it on the back of my hand and kind of rub it. And that just takes some of the sticky off of it so that it's not so stuck to my eye that when I go to take it off, it hurts. And I'm just going to place this right at my lower lash line. And then make sure it's angled towards my brow the way that I want it to be. And then I just press it down. The great thing about this is like if you get it angled up too high or too low or whatever, you can always peel it right back off and place it again. I think for me, this is the hardest part, is knowing where to place it and trying to get them even, because your eyeball's not even. And so it's really, it messes with my OCD a little bit. But I try to get it as best I can, and then at some point I'm just kind of like, well, screw it. It is what it is. So I'm just trying to eyeball to try to get these as even as I can. Some people line it up with their eyebrows, but my eyebrows are distant inbred redneck cousins and not sisters. So as you can see, like all the space that's here, and then how this one comes right up to my eyebrow. So, they're not even. But, I mean, that's because my face isn't symmetrical. So, it is what it is. But I just try to get the angle as close as I can. It's just makeup. And as you can see already, my eyeballs are watering like crazy. Thank you, allergy season. So I'm going to do the best I can with this look. I got a lot of things working against me. But, so for the first color that I'm going into, and this may shock you, but I'm going to go into this really dark brown. When I do a navy blue or dark blue, real smoky, I try to keep the colors as dark as I can. So I'm going to take a really fluffy blending brush, like I always do, and it's a BH Cosmetics, imagine that, and I'm just going to dab in there. These are super pigmented. Now they dusty, but they're very pigmented. So you just barely have to tap into them. The great thing about these, though, is that they blend out really good. And I say that, and now watch it not blend. I've not used this brown color in this palette yet. Okay, she working. So I start it on the outer corner and kind of dab to get the color where I need it, and then I pull it into my crease, and then I just take little circle motions, and then I'll windshield wiper and just keep blending until I get it the consistency that I want. So I feel like I explain the same things over and over again in these videos. And so if you've watched many of them, I'm sorry, they're probably redundant and boring to you. But I kind of do the same technique, the same steps, no matter what eye look I'm doing. So I will try to talk more, but that's hard too, because these are very different than when I go live. When I go live, I've got people to talk to. They'll say something, and it'll trigger something for me, and I'll go on a tangent. So these videos are very hard to do when you're not used to talking to yourself. And somebody was like, well, just pretend like you're talking to the people, out in the YouTube world. And I'm like, okay, but they don't talk back. So, which is why I try to ask you guys to comment below, because then it helps me, A, know that people are actually watching this, and B, it also helps me with what things to talk about while I'm applying my makeup. So I'm just really blending this, blending. And if you notice, I went above my crease a little bit, and that's because I have hooded eyes. Thank you, hereditary. Although I'm grateful, because I have seen some really hooded eyes, so it could be worse. So I'm grateful for what I got. It just makes doing makeup a little bit difficult. Okay, so now that I have that brown where I want it and it's blended, I'm going to take a much smaller, but it's still going to be fluffy, brush. I'm going to find it. And here's where I'm going to start building my blue. So the first blue that I'm going to go into is going to be a little bit darker, but not like the darkest shade that I have. So I'm going to go into this one right here, which on camera looks super dark. And I may have to pull another palette, which is crazy to have this giant palette and be trying to do a look and have to pull in another palette. But when I have certain shades that I want, I want it to have a certain look. Okay, this color is actually going to work just fine. So I'm putting this on the outer edge, and then I'm pulling it into my crease, and then I'm blending it upwards. And actually, this blue is going to be perfect. I wasn't sure. So dab on the outer corner and then pull through the crease. If you hear anything in the background, my kids are home. They're rude. They're loud. It is what it is. And there's a lot of them. I have 5 kids, 4 that I birthed. I've got 4 boys, 1 girl. But I also have 3 other kids that kind of showed up and never left. But I love it. I'm not gonna lie, I love it. It's entertaining. Okay, so now that I have that blue in my crease, I'm just going to keep kind of blending and going over it and over it and over it until I get it to where I want it and the intensity that I want it. Now I'm going to take that same exact color and I'm going to actually put it all over my lid. And it's going to look a little different on the lid because it's not going to be mixed with that brown. See? Mixing it with that brown and blending it together made it a darker blue than what it's going to show up on my lid. You can use 2 other colors if you want to, but this ended up working just the way I wanted it to, so I didn't need to. After all that talk about pulling another palette. So I'm just dab, 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 dab to get the intensity that I want it. And if you notice, I'm adding more product, dipping back in. So I'm getting it the intensity that I wanted on my lid and then just blending into my crease. See? And I'm having issues getting it into this little tiny area in here. If it gets on your lower lash area, that's okay, especially because I'm getting ready to smoke it out anyways. So not an ordeal. Okay, so now that I have the lid to the intensity that I want it. Now that I have the intensity that I want it, I just pull these off. And even though that these are only $9 for 100, I will reuse these. I don't know why I feel like I need to reuse them, but I'll reuse them. Okay, so that's the top part. Now I'm going to do this lower lash line. And if you saw me, I just took my beauty blender that I did my concealer with, and I just tried to wipe some of the excess off. It kind of just smeared it a little bit, but like I said, it won't matter because I'm getting ready to smoke out that bottom lid anyways. Okay, so this palette has this really dark shade right here, but it almost looks purple. We're going to find out. So I'm going to use a fluffy brush, but it's going to be much smaller. So it's fluffy, but it's super, super smaller. And I'm going to go into that shade and I hope that it's not a super purple because it's looking awful purple. And I'm just going to start at the edge and pull it in. Oh no, we're good. I mean, it's purple, but it's like a blue purple. And I'm just going to follow my waterline. And I'm kind of dabbing and brushing and dabbing and brushing. And this is usually where my eye starts to really water. Mainly because I got my eye held open and I'm concentrating really hard and I'm not blinking like I normally do. And allergies. And some of this kind of poofs up into my eye, which is great. That's sarcasm if you didn't catch it. Oh, watery eye, watery eye. So I'm just dabbing and brushing, dabbing and brushing. Notice I tried to keep this corner pretty sharp still, not getting rid of that sharp line. Okay. So now I'm going to go back with that same that I did the crease in, and I'm just going to barely tap it. And I'm just going to fluff this out a little bit. And that's just going to create that smoke. Barely tap it. And I do this more by feel than look, if you haven't noticed. Which can bite me in the butt sometimes. But... And if you notice, I'm not fluffing really hard on that line. I'm just keeping it down here towards my lash line. So there's that. And I have debated on whether I wanted to keep this in all matte or if I wanted to add some shimmer. I think what I'm going to do, y'all saw in my other video, my Norvina. I think I'm going to take just a little bit of this one right here, which, let me pull it out. It is a blue, but it does have a purple in it. It's called Papillo. But I'm just going to take that teeny brush that I used to do the up against my waterline, and I'm just going to dab in it. I'm not going to wet it or anything. And I'm just going to add a little bit right here. And that's because I'm trying to create a little bit of, I guess, light right there without really changing the look a whole lot, if that makes any sense. And this is not even really showing up on camera at all. So I don't know if you can even see it. Can you see it? Can you see it? But I just want to get something reflective right there. Just so that it catches the light. Just so it's not quite such a matte, dull look. And I took that first, and I'm just dabbing over it just to kind of blend it. So there's not like the line right here where the shimmer starts. Okay. All right, so now I am going to do eyeliner. And I'm not really sure. I want to do a dark blue. Let me see what this is. Oh, this will be perfect. Okay, so this is a ColourPop gel liner. These are my favorite liners. And this is in DTLA is the name of it. I don't know what that stands for, but this is a super dark blue, almost like the exact same color that I used on my lid. You can also do a brighter color to really brighten up the look. Like if I'd have done a teal or even a purple, like a lilac periwinkle. But she said she wanted a dark smoky blue, so I'm gonna keep this as dark, smoky, and blue as I possibly can keep it. Love that color. Here's what it looks like on my hand. It's just a dark navy blue, which doesn't look like it in here. That's why I always have to try them out on my hand. Okay. So now I'm gonna do lashes. Gonna use my Tarte Lights Camera Asses. Lights Camera Lashes. On the bottom, I am going to put lashes on today, just because I feel like it. Feel like being a little bit extra. So like I always say in my videos, I do this to create the volume, and then I will go back with my Bad Gal Bang and create the length that I'm looking for. The Bad Gal Bang creates length. This creates volume, but they don't do the same on their own. I don't know why, but I always have to do both. I mean, it kind of creates length, but not like the Bad Gal Bang does. And I hope you guys can see me. My lighting. I've been trying to do this in front of the window, just so that you have natural light, so that you can actually see. But when the sun moves around and stuff, like sometimes it gets really dark. Okay. Because I know I'm going to put lashes, I'm going to take this and I'm going to only put it on this inner section right here. And that's because I'm trying to create length on these little tiny baby hairs that are on the inner corner, just so that my lashes sit better and don't irritate my eyes as bad. You do have to be careful doing this, because if you put too much and then you blink, you'll get black stuff on the bottom. And then as normal, I'm going to take my Merle Norman Wicked lash, which I am trying to find another. I like these kind of wands for the top. I like mascara that doesn't flake. I like mascara that creates volume. If you have a mascara recommendation, help your girl out. Because I've been using this for a really long time, but they don't, like, this was a free sample. They don't sell a travel size. And I end up throwing out so much product by using the big one, because I do stick to the whole 3 months, throw your stuff out, especially with stuff for my eyeballs, with mascara. So if you have a mascara recommendation, let me know. Okay. Almost done. So I have my Kiss Poise lashes. They're my favorite lashes. I feel like they are the most natural looking, but still add that drama. And I use the Kiss with Aloe lash glue. And my one tip for you guys is don't use gobs of glue. More glue does not mean it's going to stick better. In all honesty, I feel like it makes it not stick as good. So less glue is more. Just a tiny strip. And then while this is drying, I curl them like this. And that helps create the shape in it. It also helps with these corner parts to curve in. Just trying to let that dry. And then my other handy dandy tool, let me set this lash down. If you don't have these, I highly recommend them. They work great for me. I got these at Ulta. I'm pretty sure they're an Ulta brand. I think they were like $3-4, if even that. But they are tweezers, but they have that angle to them. And those work great for me for smooshing, pressing, smooshing. These on my lash line. So I'm going to look kind of down, tilt my head back. I'm going to take my lashes and I'm going to angle them back a little bit. And I'm going to just press them right on my lash line. If I don't feel like it's in the right place, I will take it off and replace it. This took me forever to get used to doing. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it right there and just smush. And that's what helps press it into my lash line and look more like they're my lashes. Have I stabbed myself in the eye with these? Yup. Be sure you are stopping to blink, because if your eye starts watering too much, it will actually raise up that inner corner and ruin your makeup. Bam! Can you see? Can you see? I lost the other one. Where's it at? There it is. Okay. I am thinking about doing a more nude lip with this look. I don't know why. Typically I would do a blue, but I think I'm gonna go nudie because nudie, because this is turned out to be a very pretty look. So I'm rolling. Excuse the fingernails. I've been picking my nail polish off, which is another reason why I don't really paint my nails. So I'm just rolling. See how it creates that U. When you do dark makeup on camera, it's really hard to see the lashes. But I promise it makes a huge difference on the look. So I'm going to tilt my head back and go back. Remember to blink. In between, if you notice, I'm doing this, and that's because if there's any excess glue on here, I want to wipe that off so that it doesn't stick and end up pulling my lashes off, because I've had that happen too. And I just poked myself in the eye. Anybody else's nose run when you do your makeup and your eyelashes and stuff? Every time. See? Okay. So I'm going to line my lips. And I'm going to use the same stuff I always use. Y'all see it in every video. LA Girl Intense Stay Auto Liner and Keep It Spicy. And this one's almost out. I line just underneath my lip. I can't talk and do this at the same time. And I got a little bumpy right there, but it's okay. It is what it is. Okay, if you notice, my lips look very pale. That's because I have foundation on them. When I do my foundation, I put some on my lips. That helps my lipstick to stay. It also helps because my natural lips are really dark and it can really change a color. So if I put foundation on over it, it'll help stay and it will give me a better representation of the color. So I said I was going to go nudish. So I'm going to use Next by Sugar Pill. I love Sugar Pill's formula. It is right up there in comparison with Jeffree Star. Just my opinion. Do shake them, kind of move the wand around. But this is a very nude. I will say that I do notice the thinner the layer, the better. Same with Jeffree Star. If you go putting multiple coats, you're going to have transfer issues. And you'll have like that peeling, disintegrated thing. And I just use the tip of the doe foot to kind of line. And then fill in. So it's a beautiful, beautiful nude color. And that is it. So, again, thank you to all you essential workers. Angela, I hope you enjoyed this look. Here's the final look. Oh, holy crap, I forgot highlighter. Hang on. What do I want to... I know what I want to use. Don't come for me. She might have hairy lipsticks, but she got a damn good highlighter. So I kind of just swirl around in all of them. I can't believe I almost forgot highlighter. Highlighter is my favorite part. Highlighter makes me want to like rub it all over my face and look like a disco ball. Beautiful, beautiful highlight. It's hard to get on camera for me, but I'm learning. I'm going to take a small, little tiny, and I'm going to go into like this champagne-y one. And I'm just going to boop. Oh, I got boogers. Hang on. I'm going to remove my eye booger. Ew. Okay. Boop. Yep. Boop, boop. Can't believe I almost forgot it. Okay. And I'm going to just take a flat, this is the goat brush. It's just a brush. I don't know. And I'm just going to add right up here on my brow line. Just to bring that light. And I'll tell you a trick in just a second when I'm done. I lay down a highlighter. And then I go back with my original transition brush and just kind of go over it a little bit just so that there's not such a highlighter line. Now we're done. Love yourselves, love each other, and happy quarantine.